What's it called? American. Will this pull it up? Yes! So fun. And it firing up in here immediately with the claps. I appreciate it always. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. So yeah, let's fire right away. We're on I was thinking, so the funny thing about American Pie is that the lyrics annoy me a lot. So I don't play American Pie. I play The Saga Begins. A long, long time ago, in a galaxy far away, Abu was under attack. And I thought me and Qui-Gon Jinn could talk the Federation into maybe cutting them a little slack. But their response, it didn't thrill us. They locked the door and they tried to kill us. We escaped from that gas and then met Jar Jar and Mos Ness. We took a bongo from the scene and we went to see the Queen. We all wound up on Tatooine. That's where we found this boy. Oh, this American guy, maybe Vader someday later. Now he's just a small fry, and he left his home and kissed his mommy goodbye, saying, soon I'm gonna be a Jedi. Soon I'm gonna be a Jedi. Did you know, did you know this junkyard slave isn't even old enough to share kissed his mommy goodbye, saying soon I'm gonna be a Jedi. Soon I'm gonna be a Jedi. Shout out to Emmett, who is now streaming on Twitch. We caught a ride to Naboo, 'cause Queen Amidala wanted to. I frankly would have liked to stay. We all fought in that epic war, and it wasn't long at all before a little hotshot flew his plane and saved the day. And in the end, some youngins died, some ships blew up, and some pilots fried. A lot of folks were croaking. Battle droids were all broken, and the Jedi I admire most met up with Darth Maul, and now he's toast. Well, I'm still here, and he's a ghost, I guess. I'll train this boy. And I was singing my mind, this here Anakin guy. Maybe Vader someday later, now he's just a small fry. And he left his home and kissed his mommy goodbye, saying soon I'm gonna be a Jedi. Soon I'm gonna be a Jedi. We were singing my mind, this here Anakin guy. Maybe Vader someday later, now he's just a small fry. And he left his home and kissed his mommy goodbye, saying soon I'm gonna be a Jedi. Here we are. That was a pretty good warm-up. And I feel like now I've got a much better sense on how to vocally move around this particular piece of music, which is good. Vocally and pianistically, so I'm pretty happy about that. Huma! I forgot the focus juice, so we're gonna do that. I honestly lost track of which one we did last. Are we on green? Emmett hopped over to the YouTube while Twitch froze, which is a good reason to multi-stream. Greatest music parody composer of all time. Maybe I have to do all three at once. That's funny, Huma. I think we're on blue. I think we actually are back on blue. Definitely worth putting in the fridge though, because I'm eating a lot less paper when I open these now, which is great. Stream Elements bot running? Okay, excellent. Excellent. Twitch froze again? Well, welcome back to YouTube. I've kind of been weighing the temptation to also stream on TikTok. The problem is I don't have a functional TikTok channel. Like, if you look up on TikTok Izzy Paradox, I am there, but I cannot regain access to my own account. That's the situation. Also, you can tell that I never used it, which is the other problem. It's a pity. But a good afternoon to you, Huma and Hawk. Nice to see you. The great irony of this shirt is the fact that I don't really drink a lot of coffee at all. I'll indulge occasionally. But honestly, not that often. What we got in Thongless? You grow your own coffee? That's crazy. Nice. Get lucky. Emmett will catch this on Twitch. Oh, man. Emmett, I hope you got the chance to hear that over on the YouTube side at least. Sorry that the Twitch is not treating you right. Thank you for the request for Get Lucky. Thank you. Claps. It's by our friend Gibson Lens. Gibson Lens has stolen a lot of music from the famous composer Bert Chang. Mark, nice to see you. Thank you for the whoop over on the YouTube side. Appreciate it. Thank you for the emotes. And the claps. play a little more Gibson Nuts. I may not be able to sing this yet. I still have, still got a piece of focus chewing here, which I am definitively not chewing. I cannot chew this stuff. This stuff gets all in my teeth and then never comes out. Ah, Mark, thank you for alerting me to the fact that I should activate the clap stream elements response over on the YouTube side. I did not do that. My mistake. also builds. Glad you saw a movie in the theater. I have not seen a movie in a long time. I don't watch a lot of movies. Thank you for the request, Hawk, for some more Gibson lens. If I remember correctly. I'm 80% sure about this. That is about the experience of autism, which is, it's real. Look at the caps. Marvel is coming back. I'm not gonna lie, I find that notion a little bit funny. Thank you for the claps again, Emmett. I find that notion funny that Marvel is coming back primarily because I feel like Marvel never left. I feel like Marvel has had a constant bombardment of movies for the past 15 years, but this is speaking as a person who hasn't watched a lot of movies. The Grim Troop. Now this one's gonna be a restoration mode. Ooh! Boss theme. They made some bad movies. Oh, well. I've enjoyed bad movies before. Let's see. a lot of frustration. This is the Grim Troop from Hollow Knight, and this will be a work to put back, but we will do this work. Okay, it's somewhere in there. Thank you for your lyric hawk. Also builds the usual. Yes, indeed. Thankfully, our queue just kind of collects all the requests, so. Well, I'm curious. Oh, no quarter? Oh, yeah. I am not sure about being able to execute this. Only because, if you look on the second page, it's got like 3 staves. So, yeah, and then later that singing part might not be as feasible. I won't claim to be a singer much here. I'll do the easy stuff. But that might actually be beyond my reach, I'm afraid. I'm happy to listen to you play it. Oh, right. It's not on. That will hinder its connection. Here we go. We'll try another live learn, but I think I might just turn that one down. Of all things, I think I might not be able to execute that one. Okay, yeah. Okay, so your eyes are not going ahead. Okay, my brain isn't fully preparing for next measures like it should be. Okay. Thank you for the claps. Yeah, sorry, my brain is, it's stuttering a little bit, moving through this right now. That does happen. There are some growing pains occasionally. Advice on being able to play any piano. Well, my first concern is that the piano at home is more narrow than the keys at the university, because the university probably has a standard size piano, and so as soon as possible you should probably replace your piano with one with proper size keys. No, you should never apologize for a request. That's all right. They're on the song list because I'm willing to play them. Um, but yeah, and they do make narrower pianos professionally as well, but they are doubly expensive. Whereas getting a good keyboard that is the proper width. But do take a ruler and just double check that they are actually different sizes first. Because it could be real. Or if it's not, then it may just be like how the edges of the key are. But that's part of like building proper technique, and yeah, that helps with generally adapting to any piano. Yeah. No, we're still on refinement mode here. Okay. Thank you, Emmett. A good midnight to you. One time I was logging into a meeting with German colleagues, and of course, because it was a German-centric meeting, it's taking place at 8 a.m. their time, which is 5 a.m. our time. And 3 a.m. our time. It was 3 a.m. our time. And I was expressing to them, yeah, it's 3 a.m. here, so I don't know whether to say good morning or good evening. And none of them said, good whatever. And that's what 3 a.m. is. Thank you for the claps. Sometimes it's a spacing. But sometimes it's the texture of the keys. And sometimes it's like the way that the black keys are shaped, because they vary slightly from build to build. I was trained to play on a lot of different pianos. Thank you for the class. Thank you. I love playing live. I'm sorry I don't have the guts to play your live learn. If you want to throw in another one, please feel free. Have it free. Black keys are fun. I'll be right back. That clap jump scared. At work, I'm scaring people by accident all the time. That's funny. I also scare people by accident. I'm very tempered, very mild-tempered when I approach. But, I think if someone else is approaching first, I put off a very off-putting vibe. If I'm approaching, I try to actively be friendly. You should probably play the piano as often as you can. That was not the one I was having in mind for Baldur's Gate, but I'll play it anyway. Let's try that. Yeah. So we'll do the main theme first, and then we'll do the power, but we're working on both of these. I have asked how scared I am from 1 to 10, and I was getting 0.5. Oof, didn't even make it to the 1. I think it depends on who you ask for me. If you ask someone who knows me, not that scary. If you ask someone who kind of is just vague acquaintances with me, has maybe had 1 or 2 conversations with me, I think I'd be ranked as pretty terrifying. the Waldstein Sonata. Nallenstein? Sure. Did I remove what? I think it's the way that I wrote it. So I think that if you do Beethoven Waldstein Sonata, like the first movement's definitely there. I would never remove anything from the Waldstein Sonata. Nallenstein, can you put that in with like exclamation mark LL so it can kind of pop into the song list? Appreciate it. Well, I can't read minds. The power. Dire dogs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's do that. Nallenstein, you're out of ads, right? Hopefully we shouldn't see any more ads for like about an hour. Twitch is actually having a server issue because you're not the only one having issues staying connected to Twitch. So, thank you for the claps. I wanted to work through a little Baldur's Gate. Did you end up wanting to pull in the first movement here? Also builds? Because, I think if you do the name of it, what is it called? Allegro con brio! So if you type in Waldstein Allegro con brio, it should pull it up. Thank you! Glad you like them. I was, Oh, okay. If it's gonna do that, I think we might be best off just immediately downloading this. So let's pull it here. Okay. This is a live learn. Also, Built, have I been a particularly expressive or emotionally outward person? I do love the Waldstein Sonata a lot. It just might not pop out of my face very much. Especially in cases when I am this tired. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna pull it directly into the proper app here. Dire Dogs. Super Mario Collections. Koji Kondo. Yes, the classic VGM. And Super Mario franchise. It just kind of gets a general album here. Okay, cool. I have not tried this. I don't think. I'm like 80% sure this is not already on the song list. Let me see. Yeah, I did not put it on the song list. So I haven't tried this. Brand new. How enthusiastically she swings her pickaxe. Rock and Stone. Summer event for any rock and stoners out there. Don't forget, summer event. Watch out for those pool floaties. Now, okay, so it's not song. Thank you for bringing this one. definitely keeping that one. Thank you for requesting this one. At new summer event hats. So have at 'em. God, I love Deep Rock Galactic. Anyway, that was Dire Dire Docks from Super Mario. Which we are adding to the songs. Thank you for the clap. Mario franchise. Dire Docks. Live Learn to Familiar. It's not quite tightened up yet, but it's there. We appreciate you bringing it. Oh yeah, I totally agree. I love this track. Very elegant chords indeed, I agree. Thank you for that Live Learn. We will do the fourth movement or the first movement. So, since it seemed like you were actually aiming for the first movement, I'm gonna pop that in there. And it will be a short-ish stream. Not too long. I don't have a lot of power right now. It's been a day. Y'all are gonna be relieved. I'm having my piano tuner come on August 11th, so that'll sound a little less scuffed. this a little bit. Good night, Nolan Stein. Darth PJs, thank you for the resubscription. One day I'm gonna actually nail that. There's the first movement. Thank you for the request. Also builds. From floating to shooting through the air. Oh, yeah. I love the vibe whiplash around here. Me, I'm like, I don't have much energy. Shoots that out for like, how many pages was that anyway? $14 pages. 14 pages of Allegro con brio. Energy's a bit unpredictable around here sometimes. Gustave! Yeah! Oh, I love that track. I actually also really love Waldstein, but I love it in like a very different way. I promise the enthusiasm's also there for Waldstein. I wouldn't lie about that. But Gustave's new. So it kind of has that novelty element. Thank you, Hawk, for the Beethoven emotes. Darth PJs, again, thank you for your resubscription. Much appreciated. Oh, yeah, this is very much practice mode. Last call, I think. We are frying. And then we'll kind of see where we're at tomorrow. But I hope I still have my energy for like a long stream tomorrow. Alright, that was Gustave, which has just earned its upgrade to familiar. Ooh, it's so cool. It's probably my favorite track from Clair Obscur that I've played so far, actually. So thank you for bringing that. Upgrade time. Yeah, we'll do a couple upgrades here and there. We got any last requests? Wedding day at Trollhaugen. Yes. Okay, that will be a glorious way to end. That will be a glorious way to end. Let's do that. I don't know if you heard the crack, but that was my spine. Thank you for the claps. Thank you very much for the claps. Yeah, I gotta fix the clap function over on the YouTube side, so let's put that on the to-do list. Oh yes, and if you would like to join the Discord for updates, cat pictures, memes, and stream alerts, Discord over there. Ah. Cool. Oh, I love that piece so much. Thanks for bringing it to my attention in the first place, Darth. Grab a raid call of your choosing. I've not decided who we're raiding yet. Let's find out who is twitching tonight. Thank you for the claps. Thank you very much for the claps. My goodness, Mano's cello is playing at 3 a.m. Thanks. Did that work? Okay, excellent. We're gonna rate a cellist. He's an amazing cellist, and he streams for astonishing periods of time at astonishing hours because he's in Greece. The fact that he's on right now. It's 3 a.m. his time. It's nearly 4 a.m. his time. This is crazy. So we'll rate someone who's even more tired than I am. No, I'm kidding. He's probably adjusted his sleep or something. And I'll see you around. definitely streaming tomorrow. We'll see how much power I have left. But I'm doing what I can. I'm powering through this. It's been a weird week. I'll see you. Bye.